Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith in the Black Quantage VTF here, T3 Live, and another great week to talk about the broadening formation and about some great action that was very, very telegraphed once you know what you're doing. So let's take a look here when we get to the SPY. And first I wanted to say that on my YouTube, Smith's in the Black, all one word, I recorded a video on Wednesday called Sequence of the Fed Day, right? And so it gets into a little bit more involved with what I'm going to talk to you about right now. But basically, when you have, and I'm going to show you part of that sequence, but when you listen to people that are telling you that they've got their proprietary chart patterns or whatever obscureness, it's just not true. It's a Rorschach test. There's only three possible outcomes from what anything can possibly do, right? And so once you know that, like something can either be inside, one, here, Facebook, day. There's only three possible outcomes that anything could have, right? When you know how to put this together, you don't have proprietary setups and all that because there isn't any. Right? This is just this. This bar is inside of that, right? That's scenario one. Nobody can dispute that. The second type of scenario is it takes out one side of the range. So this bar takes out one side of the range, right? And the third scenario is you take out both sides of the range, all right? So SPY daily takes out both sides of this previous range. That's all that can possibly happen. So once you know that, then you can put across several time frames and you know what's going on and why it's happening. So because when somebody shows you a chart pattern, I promise you, they're showing multiple bars in a single time frame, not multiple time frames, to give you their whatever they think they're looking at, all right? But when you go across multiple time frames, this stuff is all you need to do, and this is all you're going to see, all right? So what we got this week was started off with a nice broadening formation. If you go here, if you go the 15-minute SPY, you're going to see this. Like so. Lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, slight higher high, then the lower low, and now come gunning back towards this stuff, right? And the close here, 72 almost got there, right? So this is what you can expect because on the weekly, it's still a scenario one. What does that mean? It's consolidating. Nobody can dispute that. So nobody's in control, which means in any shorter term time frame that changes, you can expect it to go back and forth like it did, right? So if we go back to the daily SPY, this is how you can recognize it on a longer term time frame. This is an outside bar. That has to be a broadening formation because it took out both sides. So then all you got to do is go back to that 15-minute and you'll see it. Oops. Like so. Bam, 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 bam. So anytime it starts reversing back into the range, and I talked about the tightness of this and the Fed day, and I would go watch that video if I were you, and then you get the one more lower low to take them out, and then boom, right back up towards the highs like you can expect. So, yeah, so you want to go watch that. For next week, we've got inside weeks for SPY here, and so we'll see if we can get out of that. If the triangle keeps getting bigger, it'll take that out. And then it's got to stay out. Otherwise, we could still come back through this stuff and go down here. But we'll see how that goes. There'll be a lot in that my weekend video, which you can get here T3 Live. Another thing we want to look at here is when this triangle gets bigger and starts going like it did today, and that's when you go for like the stuff that consolidates, goes inside, and then goes to the upside, like your Facebooks and your Apples. And your JP Morgans, all the inside days to the upside. They all simultaneously break to the upside, and you can grab almost anything. And you can go after the fast movers because I put out the gap list on Twitter at Robin the Black in the morning. And if we go to MELI, M-E-L-I, outside day to the upside. So what does that mean? That means when it gaps down here, it's scenario two. It took out one side of the range. Now, in order to be outside and take out both sides of the range, you have to do that first, all right? You can't not do that. So once it starts coming back into the range, we can look for it to turn into a scenario three, outside bar, all right? So how pray tell, might that play out? You get back into here, all right? The low is 366.96. So as soon as you get back into there, you're green on the day and you're green on the 60. That's the condition it's going to be in if this is going to go outside of that. Then we look for an additional signal inside on the 60-minute right here. This is inside on the 60. Boom, takes it out here, takes out 366.48 to a high of 379, 10, 12, 13 bucks, however you want to do that. The thing is, you did not really have to catch this move either, right? Because then it goes inside in the 15 right here, like so. And that's 371.65 in the next 15 minutes, another $8. Then it does it again, another 15er, right? And by this time, as you can see, on the day, it actually goes 3 when it gets to 379.95. Go back to that 15. So this triggers it to finish the job, which it does, and go outside. Now it's outside. So now when you have a 3 outside, now we have a fractal broadening formation continuation, right? 3-2, and you take it again, and off back into the high. So you want to be able to know stuff like that, because on days like today, you want to be able to take advantage of a big mover like this. But basically, there's only 3 things that can possibly happen, and when you combine the time frames, you know exactly what's going on. So don't have to listen to any obscure chart patterns that are made up and all that kind of stuff. And 1, 2, or 3 across multiple time frames, and you'll know what's going on. So I hope everybody had a great week and has an even better weekend. I'll see you next week right here at T3 Live. I'm Rob Smithy in the Black Quantity VTF here at T3 Live.